Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with another Rumour Has It video. We're talking about players linked to the football club this summer transfer window. It really looked like Newcastle United's business was done, but then it was a bad injury to the Botman himself, Sven Botman, at the weekend. Now it's come out and apparently been reported it's not as bad of an injury, but it looks like Sven Botman might very well miss both the Brighton and the Brentford games up to coming. And I think it's probably given Newcastle a little bit of a fright, really, in terms of injuries to both Fabian Schär and Sven Botman in pre-season for Shaw, and then obviously at the start of the season for Botman, has maybe highlighted the fact that we might need another decent centre-half for cover, and obviously we need to look for a long-term replacement for Fabian Shaw. I think in the long run, which we've always talked about, the issue that Newcastle have is they probably reach that FFP limit. So they're going to have to be creative in the market. So we're going to have a look at a player that's been linked to the club in a second. Just before we do, a little reminder, if you're new to the channel, you're just chatting us out for the first time, good to see you. Smash subscribe, hang around a little bit longer, why don't you? We're over 5,000 subscribers, loads of content for you. A live show every Monday with what's going on at 10 p.m. and pop-up videos just like the Rumour video you're about to watch. So check us out, smash the button, guys. You won't regret it. So who am I talking about? Right, I'm talking about a player that's been linked previously before and seemingly has been linked to a lot of Premier League clubs this summer. It's one of them deals that just doesn't seem to have been done. He was linked to Crystal Palace quite heavily, where I think we thought we were getting Anderson, the Danish centre-half. I think Arsenal and Liverpool have both had sniffs at this player apparently, and I think there's still some kind of an interest there. We all know Manchester United want to sign some kind of centre-half, but they're struggling big time because Harry Maguire won't apparently leave. So this kid's name has come back into the fold. Who am I talking about? It's this lad right here, which is Perr Schuurs, who is a Dutch centre-half. He's played 17 times for the Dutch under-21s. Interestingly enough, he did play alongside the Botman for Ajax. About 62 times I think he played for Ajax until he moved to Torino. So he's had a good season in Torino. What is he like as a player? He's a young lad, as you can see. He's only 23, so he's the same age as the Botman. Good in the air, really, really quick, very quick as a centre half. We need that as well. Massively important for that. We have very, very lack of pace at the back in our back four, and I think we do get caught out a little bit. I think that the goals at the weekend from Darwin Núñez kind of shows that. I think if you had somebody with the pace of Perr Schuurs, maybe he would have caught up with Darwin Núñez and got himself in front of the ball, but we'll never know. But yeah, pace is really good to have at the back, and this lad has it in abundance, to be honest with you. And he's a decent player. He's had a really good spell at Torino, as you can see there. Last season, he played 35 times, 1 goal and 2 assists. So he's creative as a centre half as well. He's decent when he goes forward. He's good on the ball, got a good touch, good control, can finish when he's in a good position. But defensively is where we're interested to see where he sits up. Now, we've actually held him up against the Botman, as you can see there on the other side. In terms of tackles per 90 minutes, Perr Schuurs is putting in more tackles than Botman. They were 2.09 versus Botman's 1.21. Interceptions, he's up there as well, that they're quite similar in that regard. Blocks, not too dissimilar. Clearances, not too dissimilar. Aerials, one. Schuurs is still decent in the air, but Botman's just a little bit better. The true tackles, you can see, a little bit different, more heavily in the favour of Botman. Passes per game, Schuurs putting in 46 passes a game, which is decent with an 88% pass completion. So the boy can play as well. So I think this looks like a winner, really, for me in terms of a player linked to the club. And one of the biggest benefits as well, not to mention the fact that he's young, he's quick, he's played with Botman already. He's very, very cheap. I think the market value of the lad is 25 million. Now, if you compare that to the likes of Antonio Silva, who is the gem, I think, of our partner next to Sven Botman. I think Benfica won 60 million quid. Is it Todibo from Nice? I think they want 40 million quid. Marcus Guy from Palace, I think, is quoted 50 million quid, but you know what English players are like, they'll probably want 70 million quid from. So these players are massively, massively out of the price range. But at 25 million quid for Perr Schuurs, I think this could be a real solid bit of business for Newcastle, and maybe help keep them on a level playing field with the FFP, especially if they maybe sell a couple of players. We've all talked about Jamal Lascelles maybe going over to Turkey, in light of the recent kind of potential indiscretions that's been going around in terms of the video. Maybe that could be a viable option. And if Perr Schuurs can come in, I think that adds real quality to the back line, in terms of cover for Fabian Schär as well. So yeah, I'm all for this. I think this is a really good deal. Let's have a look at the red, amber, and greens in terms of the player. You can see there, in terms of the defensive capabilities, loads of greens there. Tackles and tackles won, he's right up there in the high 80 percentile. Dribblers tackle is a little bit low, as he is in blocks as well. Clearances is kind of in the middle somewhere. Passes is a little bit down for centre half, but his pass completion is right up there. His long passes are a little bit down as well. His key passing is good, so when he does use the ball, he uses it very well. Errors, he makes very, very few errors, and great recoveries as well. Dispossessed, he can be dispossessed a little bit, and his progressive carries are kind of in the middle, so he's maybe not as accomplished on the ball as Sven Botman in terms of carrying it out from the back, or Fabian Schär. But at 23 years old, he could really learn from Fabi if he was going to be his understudy. And I think that could be a real good mentor for him, I think, in terms of developing his game and helping improve that side of his game. But yeah, this is an interesting link, this, and we'll be keeping an eye on this one, because I do think we need a centre half. I do think that's a real priority. I think the injury scares have shown there's a real hole there. And I think Eddie Howe maybe is looking to explore that option. But let us know what you guys think in the comments below. If you think that Perr Schuurs would be a good sign, I think he's a smashing little player. So why not? Certainly a 25 million quid in this current market is decent value. But we always like to hear what you guys have got to say. So smash a comment in. We'll do our best to reply to them. As I mentioned at the start, if you haven't already, consider subscribing. We're over 5,000 subs. Loads of room for you guys here. Smash a like on the video too. Help the channel grow. We'll be back with some more rumours soon enough. And until then, have a good one. We'll see you later. Cheers.